Here in the Fens we have lots of deep waters, like the middle level, the relief channel, the lower Great Ouse, especially like 10 Mile Bank and the mighty Little Port. And this is when the slider float comes in. And here at Benwick Sports we have a fantastic range of slider floats. We have them from plastic ones through to peacock ones, all different sorts. And then we have this carbon one, which is a bit interesting. It's got a nice slim profile, very robust, balsa body. You can also alter the tip, so you can have it as a bream tip, or you can push it down and have it as a hollow tip. It's nice and slim profile, so sits nicely in the water. A lot of interest in this one, especially from our friends across Europe. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's sold so well. We're actually running very low on these at the moment, but within the next 3 weeks we should have a good shipment come in of them. In this Silverlite range of ours, we've got the Super Slider insert, which is my favourite. It's got a plastic stem, it's got a balsa body, obviously the interchangeable bases with the washers that you can add or take off, which we also supply, and I'll show you them in a moment. You can take the tip off. It comes with a red and a yellow. I like to black the yellow one when you get that white water on the Great Ouse. In the end there's a hole there, and you can put the interchangeable tips that we also supply. It's a lovely float, my favourite. Also is the Super Slider Straight, again with all the same features, but this one has a fixed end to it, but again it's got all the interchangeable bits to it. So they're plastic ones. Also in the Silverlite range you have the peacock stem floats. So this one's the classic slider. There's a fixed end on that one, and then you've got the distance insert, and this one you can change the tops again it's peacock, but again with the features that I show you on the Super Sliders. Other peacock ones are the Pro Light insert. You can change the tips on these as well, and you've got that hole in the end again. Get back in there. And the Pro Light Straight, again peacock. So there's the differences, the peacock stems and the plastic stems. So here you are, you can see them together. So just to recap on what I said about the tips, this is the insert slider, Super Slider. So you can take the top off. Again, like I say, you've got a red one that comes with it. You can then add a Sensi tip to the top. They come in different colours as well. You can just have a normal tip on the end, like that. Or if you're bream fishing, you're looking for them delicate bites, you can add that one to it. We do other ones where you can thicken the tip on the top as well. So if you're in real rough water and you want to be able to see your float. So there's lots you can do. And also with the base, really lovely long thread on them. You can change them, slightly heavier one, put them in. The thread goes right home as well, so you haven't got to worry about it. It goes right home, lovely. Still got to keep an eye on it obviously, but you can then add and subtract your washers, which we do. We do them in 1/2 gram, 1, 1.5 and 2 gram. So if you want more shot down the line or less shot down the line, if it's not quite sitting right in the water after you've shot it and you want to take 1/2 gram off, take it off, put it back on. Simple. The other beauty of it is if you want to plumb up, you can take the float you're using, which after you've plumbed it up, take that off. That's a 6, that one. And you could put and that's a different float, but you could put a 10 on, something like that, and you could plumb up to the 10 because it'll be massively undershotted, and then when you put your plummet down you can plumb exactly. So that's another thing, these things you can do, or alter it, which are quite nice. That's it. That's it. Goes on that one like that. Put it back on and you're fishing. Brilliant. The bulk shotting of them is down to personal preference really. So here's how we used to do it. Piece of silicone and then the bulk shot's nipped onto that so it didn't damage the line. Then you used to have large droppers down. Then we moved on to using Olivet, which most people still do. So they just nipped between two float stops, again with the big droppers. And then Drennan have brought out these waggler weights, and they're fantastic. And each one of them has got the capacity on them, so it's easy to work out what you need for your float. I usually leave about half a gram from your droppers, but it's a really nice, neat way of doing it. So they're brilliant, they are. Much less tangles using those. Right, so this is how I like to set it up. I know everybody won't set it up the same, but this is how I do it. I've got a small swivel on the end to attach hook length to. Then I have a bulk of number 8 droppers there. Some telltale shots, so I move them to wherever I like. And then we have the bulk. Use the Drennan waggler weights because it's nice and neat, with some more shots just below it to hold it there, and then it's nipped into place then with a float stop. Then you have your float and then a bead, and the bead hits up onto the slider knot itself. So I like to tie mine with the same diameter line. £6. I use Maxima, but again, I know you'll all tell me which ones you use, but I like Maxima. Or you can use one of our ready-made slider knots, come in several different colours. Or you can have both if you want. So you can have your slider knot set at the depth, and you can also mark that against your rod with some marker. And then this second one, if you want to come up off the bottom, you can alter it. So you come a foot off the bottom like that, and when the bead hits that, that'll cock the float, and you can always go back to where you were with your original one on there. Nice and simple. People say it tangles. No, it doesn't. Not if you set it up correctly. And this actual section, I mean, I've narrowed it down to be perfectly honest so you can get it in the shot, but I have that between 1 metre and 1.5 metres, and then on the cast it's that lob rather than a whack, what you do with a waggler, so it keeps that float against that bulk, and that stops it from tangling. And that is all there is to it. Brilliant and effective method, especially in deep water, 20 foot deep and things like that. You can fish it nicely. Brilliant method. Right, so terminal tackle for slider fishing, there's a vast array. So the bolts I spoke about earlier on, you've got your shots that you can use. Again, I would put them on a piece of silicone so it doesn't damage the line for your bulk. You've also got Olivets, inline ones, definitely use inline ones. And then these waggler weights, so they go from 0.5 gram right the way up to 4 gram in varying increments. So they're perfect for this, absolutely perfect. And then you've got your float stops, you can put either side of it, or if you can, like I did it earlier as you saw, you use number 8 shot below it, so you can move them about a bit, so they're ideal. You can also change your floats as well. You can use these float adapters that we do, I mean, they all do them. Silverlite, Dave Harrell, Drennan, so they're really good. So you can alter them if you want. And then your lines, I like £6. I think £6 is about right, really. With Drennan, you've got Float Fish, which is another really robust line, and also you've got Saplex. And you've got Dave Harrell's Pro Match. A lot of people are using this detection as well, which is really good for that sort of fishing as well. Feeder fishing is brilliant, but for slider fishing as well, a lot of people are using that. And then you've got what I spoke about, my favourite, Maxima. It's been about for donkey's years. Robust, good line, ties a nice slider knot as well. And when we go on to slider knots, there's the Benwick Sports slider knots. Just a couple of the different colours. We do other colours as well. So you get 5 in there. You get your bead as well, which is nice. So you just literally thread the tube onto the line and then pull the knot off. Just wet it and pull it down as tight as you like. And so if you can't tie the slider knot, or if you can't be bothered, then you can use them. So these are the bases. So we do several different bases, different lengths, and different weights. And I've spoken about the brass washers. I'll just recap. Do them half gram, gram and a half, and 2 gram. So you can vary what you want. And then I do advocate using a swivel. It does stop that line spinning up, because generally using bigger baits like double red maggot and worm and double caster. Some of us do like using a caster, as you'll probably know. And it's all there really. Your hooks, again, you just want something nice and robust. I used a nice swept wide gape hook is what I like to use, which is the 560, nice and strong. And also you've got hooks to nylon all ready to go. So that is all the terminal tackle you need, really. And as for the tips, if you want to change them, here's a few options for you. How many do you want? All in the Silverlite range. So if you fancy a bit of slider fishing, why not give it a go? There's loads of other slider floats across all the other companies. I've just shown you the Silverlite ones. There's loads more. They're all available on our website or in store. So come and have a look, see what you think.